All right, we are live.
Yay!
Yay!
Hello and welcome. I am Ronnke, your GM, and joining me today in order of their character avatars, we have Nosh, Mel, FX Engineer, Gigaman, and Rigel Kent. Today we embark on our Star Wars campaign titled Vanguard, using the very awesome and versatile GURPS system by Steve Jackson Games. Not everyone can watch the live stream, but worry not, our sessions are available on YouTube and as audio-only podcasts. You can find the links in the video description. If you find our content appealing and engaging, we kindly request that you show your support by liking this video and subscribing to our Twitch and YouTube channels. Before we dive into the action, does anyone have any character business they'd like to address?
I do not.
Nope.
Daryl.
Yeah. Well, Darryl, of course, he would love to drop some points into gambling, but I think I'm just going to save points back on my regular computer.
You don't want to pick up dancing?
I could put up to dancing, could I? Suppose will fail. I learned something from that.
Something like that. All right, so nothing from
It's
Daryl.
okay.
Tina?
Tina did some urban survivaling last time, so we'd like to put a point into that.
Cool, that's fine. Bosco?
He's gonna save his points.
Nim?
No changes at the moment.
And Luck?
No changes.
All right. Any other bookkeeping? Take that as no. So, recapping last session, we began a new episode where you're coming good on your arrangement with Nara Tauni, and you're going to recover her brother Dexar, who has become involved, it would appear voluntarily, with the Crimson Corsairs, and Nara wants you to extract him. You had a contact, she gave you a contact. It was this guy.
An amazing lounge singer.
Weasel Presley.
He was a former Crimson Corsairs pirate, now become a lounge singer. Very suddenly.
That's an
Like-
amazing career change.
Well, he wasn't going to be that originally until someone said he should be a lounge singer.
I don't know what you're
Lounge
talking
lizard.
about.
It's always been
Can't
his
believe he
dream.
Didn't retcon him to be a lounge lizard.
So you guys tracked him down to the place that he was singing at. You went to catch up with him. Well, at least I think it was Luck and Daryl, maybe. I don't recall exactly. Went
No,
to
it's
catch up with
fucking
him.
Bosco at the casino.
And he was immediately alarmed by that and did the runner. Daryl jumped up on stage, danced and failed. This guy took off, but you eventually caught up with him and explained that you only wanted to talk. He assumed that you guys were bounty hunters. So maybe Maybe you should go and check what sort of bounty is on his head, because maybe you want to collect. In any case, you spoke to him and asked him about Dexar. He told you that, as far as he knows, Dexar is with the Crimson Corsairs voluntarily. Seems to be quite happy there. And you also wanted to find out where he was and how it is you get there. And you found out that the Crimson Corsairs have a base hidden within the Twilight Veil in the Stellara system. You need, the only way to navigate the Twilight Veil is if you have a secret route that the Crimson Corsairs use. Fortunately, you have a Crimson Corsairs ship which had this route in its Navicom. Tina managed to hack the Navicom and extract that bit of information, so now you know how to get to their secret base. You were then planning how it is that you're actually going to pull this off, and that is where we left off.
Yeah, because we have nothing resembling a plan. We don't even have 12% of a plan.
Who needs a plan? Frontal assault.
We need a plan.
It'd be nice to have a plan. All right, so having said all that, the thing I was thinking after the fact was, if we were the pirates, what would we be willing to accept?
What do you mean, except for?
That is, if somebody showed up at our door unexpected.
Yeah.
Well, you were told that all the pirate vessels have a special transponder that they activate, which basically identifies them as good with the pirates.
Which might get us past the first layer of defenses, but once we get aboard their station, for lack of a better word, they're going to have questions we don't want to answer. The answer to which, if anyone hasn't been paying attention, is that we killed the other pirates and took their ship.
And kept it.
We're just
You
better
could-
pirates.
You could start with, sorry?
No,
Is
that's
there
not
misunderstanding? Didn't mean to kill your dudes.
They go, "You killed our people." So we look at them and go, "So there's an opening?"
Exactly.
So that goes back to my question. Would you accept that?
Would I? Hell no. But then Luck actually does have quirk level paranoia, where it's like it's not paranoia if they're really after you.
I guess the second question tack on to that would be, can Bosco sell that?
Of course he can. Just let me
Says-
talk to him.
Yeah, it says the overconfident face man. I got this, guys. Next scene, run, run, run!
Then I'm reminded of the Rick and Morty episode where it was supposed to be a in and out job, and then they have a breakdown.
So, one of the questions I have about the organization, the Corsairs, is how large are they actually? I mean, is it large enough where everybody knows one another by face, or is it actually bigger than that where we could theoretically pretend to be new recruits or whatnot?
Do you have like a current affairs skill that might help you there?
I do not.
I feel like we already asked this question.
Yeah, well, I have slept since then, so I do not recall what the answer would be if we did.
I have current affairs business. If that would help.
No. I think current affairs defaults to -5, IQ -5.
Streetwise?
Sure.
They are pirates.
Yeah, streetwise would help.
Would that be a primary or just a compliment?
I think in this case it would be a primary, but there would be some penalties, say -3.
Default
Okay.
IQ -4 or geography regional -3 for area knowledge. Wait, we want current affairs. Duh.
Now, would Daryl's experiences,
Current
possibly
affairs.
these people that did run with bad crowd?
And Bosco has a smuggler contact as well. That maybe he's got some info.
Yeah.
If you want to try and contact your smuggler, then you're welcome to do so.
And I'm sorry, Daryl, I didn't mean to cut you off either.
Well, I've got Streetwise, Vault Current Affairs role as well.
Right. Well, if
Whatever
we're
the
going
GM
with the default current affairs, I think Bosco is going to be the best bet on that one. I can do the streetwise -3 and have a decent chance at success. And apparently we can get the smuggler contact.
What's the smuggler's skill level?
I have him at a 12 skill level.
Roll 3 dice for him, please. Alright, I can.
Oh, sorry.
Or we'll take your roll. That's much better. Definitely much better.
So, what is the current affairs there? What's the specialization? They have
Pirates?
business, headline news, high culture, people, politics, popular culture, regional, science and tech, sports, and travel.
Well, those are just examples.
All right, well, Daryl succeeded on his default role.
Damn.
Okay. So, Daryl, you will know that they are a fairly large organization. You could conceivably, act the part and you wouldn't be recognized. So, they're not going to know every person that's in the Corsairs. Bosco, what is the question that you're asking your smuggler?
Well, we were trying to find out. I think I'm embarrassed to talk right now with the background music going on.
We wanted details on the pirates, Crimson Corsairs.
Yeah, we were. I was just gonna ask him like, what's the inside scoop? Like, we want to know. Obviously, what can he tell us about them that would help us in our mission?
I don't know, how do I answer that question? I think you're going to have to be a little bit more specific as to what the information is that you're after.
Well, I guess we'll ask I mean, I trust this guy, so I would ask without giving him specifics about what we're trying to do. I told him if I were to dress up as a pirate, do you think that I would have a chance? Basically,
Hmm.
if they have enough new recruits that they don't like know everybody, like everybody doesn't know everybody, or they don't know, or is that not going to work?
Here's maybe a good question to ask: is how would you get in to meet somebody in that organization without getting shot?
All right, so given that, he will come back and tell you that dealings with the Corsairs are usually done at, planets and such that they sort of operate through, and they have their people, in quotes, that deal that. The smuggler has never been to their base. He doesn't know how to get there. It is apparently a secret base. He will tell you that. He doesn't know which system that base is in, or anything like that. He will tell you that the group is significantly larger than people are led to believe. They operate more like a syndicate. So they will be, you've got the core group, and then you have associated or associates, which are linked to the group. So there might be a ship, for example. We'll use the Serenity from Firefly. They may do stuff for the Corsairs or in association with the Corsairs, while not being, in quotes, a member, if that made sense.
Okay.
They will tell you that it is it's run by Raltarak. He is their leader, or current leader. And surprisingly, that is an elected position.
Not that surprising.
So the pirate crews basically vote for their pirate king. Now I want to name him Luffy. What's this link? Where's that picture from?
Harlock Space Pirate.
I remember that. Space pirate.
No, I recognized Harlock. I don't know why I ended up watching it. It's not normally my cup of tea.
He's got lots of skulls and stuff. I think that
Uh-huh.
makes him a bad guy.
Or a 40k character.
His ship has a skull on it.
I think I've seen the ship. Not so much this image.
All right, so if we could get past the door as a quote unquote contractor, that's probably reasonable. We would have to be able to explain the fact that we have a ship that belongs to somebody that probably worked at that base. Which, we could probably do.
Well, the contractors don't they don't know the location of their secret base.
Yeah, but
you can certainly, get in touch with one of their people and have dealings that way.
That's true. We are kind of assuming at this point that we actually have to go into their base. What if we could get them to come to us?
Yes, that's the ship that I recognize.
Yeah, but if they come to us, that doesn't exactly help us get the dude that we're trying to do our kidnap job on. Unless he turns out to be like the dude in Dread, where he's working for them because he's scared of Mama.
Well, that could be true too. We don't know. We weren't told that he was the boss, were we?
No, he's not the boss.
Okay. Actually, does the contact know how high up does the contact know him, and would he know how high up he is? I guess Weasel Presley knew that he was at least management.
He did not reveal any such information. Weasel Presley, he told you that he knew of Dexar, and the only thing that he told you was that, as far as he knows, Dexar's there voluntarily. And
Well, he said he was still in the business, and it sounded like he had an enterprise of some kind, but I may be extrapolating there.
Given that Bosco's contact rolled a critical, I'll say that he does know of Dexar, and Dexar has a reputation for being something of a hotshot pilot.
There can only be one.
Well, you can always rip his arms
The
off.
rail will have to cut his head off.
Just rip his arms off. That'll end his piloting days, and then you can hand him over to Nara. Well, then again, Nara didn't exactly specify dead or alive.
Well, I suppose if you rip his arms off, he might be more willing to leave the organization.
Oh, man. Got to plan these damn things where luck would just as soon blow them all up.
Give me a tactics roll for luck. We'll use this for planning points.
Would blowing them all up satisfy the victory conditions?
Big fat denied.
Oh, we probably
Wow.
lost plot points. We have -3 points.
Because we're getting way into the stuff. It's like, hey, you know how to fight the Empire. What about infiltrating these pirates? And I'm like, I don't freaking care about pirates.
Yeah, that means the GM gets screw you points.
I love my very first. Was that actually my first roll? Let me double check. No, that was my second roll because I did the attribute. But I love one of the first two rolls of the evening being a critical failure.
That's not an omen at all.
I think the plot should actually regress.
All right. Did the smuggler contact actually identify the point of entry?
The
How one
smuggler-
contacts them?
Okay. He can give you some names of people to contact. They're
That's
sort of front men.
Okay, so if we've got names of contacts, we can set up a meeting. Whether or not that includes Dexar or not is another matter. But if the contact knows Dexar and knows of his reputation, then he probably also knows his area of operation? Question mark.
Stands to reason.
And so we would be wanting to arrange to meet somewhere within his area of operation so we could therefore reach him. And I'm going to take a wild leap and say that's probably here.
The Stellara system is kind of where he operates. And, adjacent. So we'll say Stellara and adjacent. So not moving too far from there.
So, do we want to set up a meeting with one of the contacts and just see where that goes?
That's better than anything I can think of.
Yeah, so what are you thinking there, Giger, about the to what end? So meet the person, say, okay, we arranged to meet person X, and then what?
Meeting the contact is an effort to get that contact to set us up with a meeting where we can encounter Dexar. The ultimate goal is to encounter him so we can talk to him.
Okay.
So I guess what we would probably want to do is meet the contact and make a proposal that requires a hotshot pilot because we can't find one.
And poor poor Darrell hangs his head.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that could work. But where do
You
we want to? Where would we want to meet them, though?
Well, my knee-jerk reaction is to say let's meet at the station, which has a name that I have forgotten. But we have been there and we have done shenanigans there, so that might not be the best plan.
Yeah, you're talking about Starhaven.
Starhaven. Beyond that, I'm not sure what else is in the system that we could use.
Well, you do have a route to the station, or to their hideout. There's nothing to say you can't at least do a reconnaissance and see what's there secretly.
Yeah, that's a good way to get shot at.
It'll be good training. But,
Yeah, the wiki.
Yeah.
Wiki mentions a number of other planets, but it doesn't say what's on them.
Oh, he actually put that on the wiki? I guess I missed that part.
It also doesn't have a map.
Yeah, well, it's the GM.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Right. So since I got the critical fail tactics, I'm all for just frontal assault. Kick in the door, shoot everybody. Take
well,
what we
okay.
need.
So what if this is definitely harebrained and probably as ridiculous as befits our station here, but what if we were to be in that area and doing some ridiculous pilot maneuvers because we've got our own hotshot pilot and sort of draw him out to the point where we could actually have a conversation with him.
The hotshot pilot again. Why would they send him up there?
Because in theory, at least, he would be the only one that could keep up.
Why would they care?
I don't know. Like I said, this is a ridiculous idea.
Well, we could send Luck to make his frontal assault, and we sneak in the back while he's got them occupied. Of course,
That seems like a terrible idea.
might need a new character for him after.
Or maybe not, and everybody goes, "Oh crap!"
Well, if we're going to start talking frontal assaults, we should probably confirm that what we want is actually there.
I'm going to blame the GM for not, giving us the setup last week, so we could have at least thought about it a little bit during the week.
Would we have done that?
That's
Probably
not
not.
the point.
The ships we have.
Say that again.
How many ships do we have?
You have
3?
2.
One of which is a pirate's ship that we took.
You have one of
Yeah.
the pirate ships. You have your arc fighter, and I guess technically you have the LAT as well.
Yeah, but it's not hyperspace capable, so it'd be a pain in the butt
Oh.
to even try to get it here.
So, couldn't someone simply take one ship there and try to explain that you're looking for a hotshot pilot to pilot the pirate ship we're not going to admit we have?
Yeah, but again, why would the pirates actually care about that? That's the thing that I keep coming to. Because I would be tempted, with the critical fail on the tactics, to just basically fly in and say, "Hey, yeah, we found this ship, and we found this this headquarters. Can we join?"
Well,
And,
that's maybe. I mean,
we're
plead
sure that-
ignorance.
I suppose there could be many Wookiees running around with any number of crew, but I want to make sure we haven't been already on the wanted list for these people.
Well, you could always, if you want to go that route, you could say that you stole this ship from a bunch of rebels who clearly weren't pirates, and you want to know if there's a reward or something like that.
I don't think pirates are the reward-giving type, but
Here, well, here's your ship back. What's it worth?
What about if we bring the ship within range of their notice and then see who comes out to investigate?
well, that was kind of my harebrained idea.
Sure. That won't end badly. I'd say we should do that. Then accidentally get into a space battle and blow up the one dude.
That would be awkward. Well, technically, we succeeded at the mission because we got him out of the pirate organization.
And all over the system.
Unless he doesn't want to be found, like the lounge lizard said.
Well, he didn't say that he didn't want to be found. He just said that he seemed to be cool with his lot in life so far.
Yeah, so we know pretty much zero about his motivations at this point, which is a big problem. And I don't think there's any way for us to know anything. I mean, I guess we could research him. He has a sister, we know that.
I think Tina should just go in, negotiate with a thermonuclear detonator.
Why Tina?
Well, she's got the whole Jedi vibe.
I don't know how I feel about that.
She could offer up the Wookiee and the Duros as a gift.
Exactly. We caught the guys that stole your ship. We're here to return it. And by the way, here's the thief.
I guess a better way to handle that would be to say, we are willing to ransom it back. Then they might think we're their kind of scum.
That's true. Start from a dishonorable position, and you're probably going to get further.
Probably would need Bosco to do that negotiation. Tina's got a few skills for, not getting killed by talking, but they are nowhere near as high as his.
Yeah, I mean, Bosco's kind of like, he just goes in there and does it. He's not much of a planner. So he's like, all right, guys, what are we going to do? Let's go. I can talk to them. What do you want me to say?
Well, given Luck's failure tactics and Bosco's general overconfidence, we could probably start moving in the Return of the Jedi direction. Obviously, with Bosco taking the Luke part there. It is making an assumption that Dexar is there. But well, I mean, I guess the
you can
question is, what
safely
if he
assume
isn't?
that he's there. The GM doesn't want to lead you on a wild goose chase.
Well, that may be. I wasn't going to say we could assume that he's there because the GM probably put him there because he keeps trying to get us to go in. It's not out of character, so actually, am I
Probably,
overconfident?
I think it's probably
I
a
am.
good way to start. It's a good way to start.
Well, here goes nothing.
What could go wrong?
Let me count the ways. All right, so plan, therefore, is Return to the Jedi plan. We go in, we say we want to ransom the ship back. And Dexar happens to be there, and we can talk to him and find out what his motivations are.
It'll be fine.
This is a very weak plan, but it is a plan.
What can go wrong?
We could be forced to listen to a lot of music.
Exactly. Or you go with the idea of sending folks in to say we need to find a hot pilot, somebody who's trusted to not be worried about Imperial entanglements, and try to draw him out.
Well, I mean, we could add the whole hot pilot thing. Here's your ship for ransom. By the way, we need a hot pilot. Or maybe challenge their hot pilot. Because we've got our own hot pilot and he's better.
The
There
pilot
you
up.
go.
He's hotter. I didn't know Daryl had hot.
Hey.
Okay, so yes, that's true. Let's have a hot pilot fly off.
There you go. From 12% to 13%. That's clearly enough to execute.
Do it.
Well, do it.
It'll be fine. And if everything goes south, we just throw Luck in there with a bunch of guns and let him have fun.
Well, they're pirates.
Or
You can
thermal
imagine they
detonator.
don't have lots of laws when it comes to guns.
Indeed. They're more like guidelines than actual rules.
All right. So
Well, yeah.
let me know what you're doing.
We just did.
All right. So you're going to fly in.
Anybody say no?
Well, let's be
If-
clear. We're flying in. That's awesome. When we arrive, what are we doing?
We tell them that we have their ship and we want money for it.
I think we also need to have explosives just in case.
That absolutely, yes. Because the first thing that will go wrong here that we should be expecting is they say, we do not want to give you money for our ship. We want to give you death.
or cake.
Probably death.
I think this is where you need to offer them something more than just the ship. You need to say, here's the thief.
The Wookiee did it?
Hey, they're pirates. They probably stole the ship in the first place.
Oh, they totally did. That's why I say you start from a dishonorable position.
Yeah. Don't apologize. Just tell them your other pirates sucked. We killed them all.
And we don't know, for instance, if the people that lost the ship are even still alive. They may have gotten
Yeah, I
disposed
think
of for losing their ship.
most of them were either dead, dying, or badly injured from our shooting.
If I recall, only one of them. Actually, no. I think they were all hurt. Only a couple were not dead. They were just mostly dead.
And it's probably also worth mentioning that the ISB was still at the station at the time. So pirates that came in here and got shot up were probably processed afterward.
More than likely. They're probably
They may not be free to roam about the galaxy.
they're
They
probably
are currently
building
building things on that
Yeah.
Andor prison.
they're building Death Star parts.
Okay, well then, if that's the case, we want to. Sounds reasonable. We show up. We say, "We got your ship, and we're looking for work."
All right, so let's get this thing moving. You're going to go there, so I'll need a navigation hyperspace, and I'll need a pilot roll.
Now, did we get the plot for this piece?
Did you get the? Sorry, say that again.
Did we get the nav plot for this location we're going
You
to?
got the nav plot for the Twilight Veil. Because if you recall, the Twilight Veil is like a mysterious, asteroid field, which, people go in, but rarely come out.
Okay.
Trying to fail. And I'll get you pilot as well, please. Nice.
Margin critical.
You need that roll for a little bit later.
Yeah, we keep rolling those good ones out early, and we're going to need them later.
All right, so you will
happens.
plot your course and punch it to light speed, however long in time. I don't recall, the how many parsec or how many hours it was from last week. I think Phil brought up a table or something to that effect.
Right.
Right.
So-
that was
In time of plot, you will arrive at the Twilight Veil. Oh,
It
you
was
actually
going to end up
had
around
the
a day
thing.
and a half or something.
yeah, because remember I made this. We're in mid rim, I believe. So
Yes.
mid rim to mid rim is 36 hours. We're at ×2 hyperdrive on that thing. I think you said.
The
So that-
standard, I think, is ×2. Yeah.
Yeah, so that doubles, but since we're in the same quadrant, that halves, so that gets down. And then we have the nav by zeros, so that's 36 hours.
Cool. So 36 hours later, you will arrive at the location known as the Twilight Veil.
All right. For the record, in order for us to remain consistent, we have to come away with this with an extra ship.
Yep.
Easy. So you will pull up your secret route Google Maps for the Veil. I guess there would be a beacon here that is broadcasting a warning. So it'd be like a space warning for any vessels coming through here. You can connect to the beacon and it'll tell you basically keep out. Unknown forces at work. You will also note that some of the asteroids appear to have a bit of a glow to them, which sort of adds to the sort of spectacle in front of you. You'll pull up your plot, and I guess you don't need to make a navigation space roll for this, but you will need to make a pilot roll to fly that route. All right, so that's the roll. Success by 7. You can easily fly that route. You will maneuver your ship to the sort of starting point, and then you'll begin to fly the route. However, you will note that the asteroids and such here are all moving. So while you're flying that route, you do have to dodge asteroids.
Excellent.
So I think I'll just get you to do a... Let's do it like this.
Uh-oh, Jim's making crap up as he goes.
All right. So based off fragmentation rolls or rules, you will have to avoid one asteroid.
So it's a dodge test.
Dodge.
So pilot is half your move +3 plus combat reflexes bonus if you have it plus handling.
Yes.
Am I flying the Ark? Am I flying the Ark?
No.
Did the GM not give us the spaceship for this thing? The
I
GM
think
did
it is.
not.
GM fail.
Bad GM, bad.
Oh, I actually don't actually have it in here. We'll say you have a handling of 2.
How do we not have it in here? We already had that, didn't we?
I thought we did.
Never used it. Never needed it for that.
Maybe we didn't.
Asteroids. So music starts playing. Dun,
Damn.
dun, dun, dun,
Does
dun,
Darryl have
dun.
combat reflexes?
Said handling of 2.
Yeah, that's what he said.
No tactical advantage, or can we roll for that?
This is just a dodge. Spaceship dodge. Vehicle dodge.
Go.
That is not going to be right because it's going to be half your skill, 16 divided by 2, plus 3, plus 2, and if you have combat reflexes, it's plus 1.
Is your skill
Yeah.
16?
I forgot to adapt.
So that will be a success.
But where are you getting the 3 from?
Vehicle
don't-
dodges are always like that, aren't they?
I think they're only half
Right.
skill plus handling.
Yeah, it's not plus 3, it's plus handling.
But if your skill was 16, then that's still a success.
Yeah, skill is 16 with a high. Didn't.
Yeah, so that would be a success. So your dodge would be 8 plus 2 for the handling, so 10. All right, so in typical Star Wars fashion, you will fly through this asteroid field, negotiating all these moving obstacles.
He gets to decide how he does it.
Okay, you can describe this since you made the roll.
Right. Well, yes, I see a few asteroids coming at us, and I do a few loop-de-loops. Perhaps a little rock or so bounces off the hull, and everyone kind of.
All right.
Turns left. That's a good trick.
So you negotiate the asteroids, and sort of part way, maybe 2/3 along this route, you will come to an area that is relatively clear. Your senses are all over the place. You're not sort of picking up much at all. There's too much interference because that's how nebulas and stuff work. However, you are alarmed when you hear over the comms through sort of crackly communications. It's not very clear. You hear, please activate your transponder or you will be targeted and destroyed. It is about this time that you will see there's the sort of floating debris of a ship that had previously not complied.
Well, Darrell will look around at the others, shrug.
For reference, you are aware of the transponder.
Seeing nobody saying, don't turn on the transponder, Darrell turns on the transponder.
All right, so give me a electronics op communications. Not a problem. Let me show you an image first. So through your viewport, you will see two of these. Begin to take up positions on either side of you. They will be close enough for you to actually see the pilot. You will transmit your transponder. You'll see one of the pilots is sort of looking at you. Once you activate your transponder, he will give you a thumbs up through the cockpit, and the two of them will begin to bank away and allow you to continue on your path.
And any way to identify markings on these ships that would tell us
you can take a
anything at all
look.
about them?
Give me an observation roll. Or perception, whichever's higher. And that roll can be made by anyone else that's sort of sitting in the cockpit of your ship. So whoever's going to be your co-pilot, they could make a roll. All right, so you don't see any particular markings. You will notice that these ships, they're not painted in the same sort of style. It's like they're the best description is it's a ragtag setup. So while they're the same ship, they have different paint jobs. There's no identifying sort of markings or numbers, and you'll note that the pilots in the viewports, they weren't wearing any sort of uniform. One had a helmet of this variety, the other had a helmet of a different variety. So there's nothing formal about the setup of their stuff.
We're clearly dealing with informal pirates as opposed to the formal kind.
They're not wearing tuxes. Wait, that's black tie pirates.
You will continue. You'll continue on your path, navigating the Veil. I will need another pilot roll from you.
Okay, one moment.
Not a problem.
Nice.
You'll disappear into the sort of next section you're flying through. These sort of cloudy areas, dodging asteroids, as you have previously. And as you're coming to the end of your route, is there anything special that you're planning to do?
Do we see any sort of a station? Any?
You assume that you'll see something, but this is just as you're approaching. Like, what I want to know is if you want to keep your distance or you want to just head on straight in.
I look to our tactical wonks for any guidance.
I don't think we have plural.
All right. Well, we were just planning on going in the front door, right? Have they not made contact? Have
More
we
or
not been
less.
able to make contact?
The only contact that
Yeah.
you received was from the, I guess you'd call him the cap.
Yeah, I guess that's accurate.
Well,
All right, so you'll
Darrell
clear the veil, and you'll come to another section that is, largely empty of stuffs. And in the distance, you will see this setup. And as you sort of look more carefully, you will see that it is just a mass of ships that have been stuck together. So, you can see various classes of ships, transports, freighters, and stuff like that that have just been built together to form a station.
Voltron.
Okay, well, Darrell will continue to navigate, pilot as an eye open for some place where he could bring the ship up to docking or landing area.
I'm assuming you're going to continue to have your transponder activated.
Oh, yes.
All right, so there is no contact made to you at all as you fly in. You can give me a perception or observation roll, and that's the people in the cockpit. I guess if Darrell says we're here, you can fit, say, 4 people in the cockpit area.
I'm sure we have a way to see.
Bad dice tonight.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out where the hell the front door is on this thing.
So I just made a perception-based piloting roll. Figure out where I should
that'll
be
work.
docking.
So you look around and you can see there's a number of places that you can dock. Some of the ships have like hangars that are still accessible, and there's like landing pads. So there's several places on this station, or the Corsairs Roost, that you could land.
Okay, I'm going to take
And
us into one that
you will see that there's other
looks-
ships of varying sorts, including the same class of ship that you've got. But yeah, there's ships of all sorts of classes, and they're sort of just parked in these hangars and such.
Then I will take us to a hangar that looks exceptionally busy.
All right, not a problem. You will, approach slowly. Again, there's no communications made to you or anything like that. You will find a hangar that you can land in. It is sufficiently large that there's plenty of landing spaces in there, but you can see there's people going about this stuff. So you fly through the atmospheric shields and land. Give me a pilot roll. Don't crash.
Here's where he rolls the 18.
Not a problem.
We're super disappointed you didn't roll the 18 and accidentally crash on him.
So you will land at one of the spots. No one seems to pay any attention. It's like what you're doing is completely normal.
Huh.
Oh, awesome. Aren't we glad we didn't let Tina paint this one Cosmic Salmon?
There just happens to be another ship painted Cosmic Salmon.
So I shut everything down and I look over at Luck, and then I go, over to you, big guy.
Also, while we were in the cabin, or he was in the cockpit with the real Bosco, and he was trying to pick up some pointers on finer tips of piloting from him. Some OJT or some shadowing.
Yep, that's fine. That doesn't constitute as making a roll, so you can spend points in it though. That would be
Really?
No, you have to actually make the rolls.
All right, I'm gonna make a pilot roll.
You
That
can
thing
do
said-
on-the-job training.
That thing said that if you are around people who are doing it a lot, that counts. Whether or not this is a lot enough to count is another matter.
Okay.
Right. Well, I guess we're going to be pretending to be pirates.
Let's be back, guys.
Yar.
Yeah. Arr, mateys.
So you're disembarking? Everyone's disembarking?
I guess so. This is, again, not Luck's area of expertise. He's focusing more on, okay, and if I was going to disable this place, where would I start planning the explosives? So over there, over there.
Let's focus Luck's attention on the exit point where we may actually be shot at for arriving here unannounced.
It's very odd, but maybe not so odd that transponder checks out. Will the crew check out?
Yeah, well, stay frosty, everyone. Keep your heads on a swivel.
All right, so you disembark your ship and step out onto the hangar floor, and you'll see.
Armed to the teeth.
Well, they're
you're
pirates,
not.
So are they.
You're not strangers in that regard. You look around and you see people of all sorts. So there's guys wearing armor, those that don't. You got some people that are like obviously technicians going about their job. So you have all sorts here. It's like, I don't know, Mos Eisley Cantina.
Hey, how are you?
All sorts of people. And some have lots of weapons, some have no weapons, and no one pays you any attention at all, at least when you sort of disembark.
All right, B.
Daryl's grabbing his bowcaster. Looks over at Bosco. As if to say, lead on.
Yep. Bosco's the social engineering guy.
All right. Do I know where I'm going, or is there anything? Do I think I know where I'm going?
Absolutely not.
We're here to see, what's that guy's name? I forget the boss guy's name. We're meeting.
We don't actually. Have we identified the boss? We were just looking for a guy named Dexar, but he's not the boss.
Yeah, we don't care about talking about the boss. We can avoid attracting the boss's attention. That'd be great.
Maybe they've got like pilot of the month pictures up. I don't know.
Well, maybe I could do like a bluff on what's it called, Saber Fair Criminal, which I don't have.
Yeah.
But I can put a point into it next time if I use it this time. and kind of go up to one of the guys and be like, "Hey, uh, we're here." I don't know, kind of say something random like, "We're looking, where's the crap? What would I say? I don't
Where's
even.
Dexter? He owes me money.
Yeah, where's Dexter at? You seen him around? Kind of something like that.
And depending on how you roll, you may accidentally throw in some R because you're trying to be a pirate.
Yeah,
Do
exactly,
that.
exactly.
All right, since you're going to be doing this, you can give me a universe reaction roll. This is to see if he actually knows where Dexar is.
Okay, where was that again? Sorry.
So main
Reaction.
tab of the character sheet, then the yep.
Why is there only one dice there? It should be three.
No, that was 3 dice. You rolled 2, 3, 3.
No, I mean on the little icon, it only shows one dice.
Just because.
You don't. Where would you put 3 dice? There's one dice on the skills.
Just a little button.
It's the
You're right.
roll for me, buddy, button.
You're right. I don't know. I got confused. So I got a poor reaction roll of 8 for the universe. The universe hates Bosco.
It's because you were throwing your R, matey.
Okay, now you can give me a reaction roll, or you can substitute an influence roll for a good reaction. This is to see how he reacts to you.
Can I use Saber Bear Criminal as a
Savoir.
Savoir as a
think-
complementary skill?
I think that is an appropriate influence skill.
Wait,
I
didn't you
don't.
just say
Wait a
say
sec.
you don't have savoir faire?
I don't.
Actually,
And
I don't.
Okay.
But the way that we play is I have to use a skill to get a in it, so I want to use the skill.
So you want to roll
For
it on
next time.
default.
Yeah.
All right. Clicking on my combat tab, getting prepared to start shooting at some pirates when he causes a firefight.
Well, it's the complementary skill, so it's either like a +1 or -1.
Well,
Or
some of us could help with that, I suppose.
But I'm not sure savoir faire is an actual influence skill.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is?
It's one of the 6.
Okay.
But having said that, I actually have, well, I think specifically that savoir-faire criminal isn't a specific one, but they do have savoir-faire mafia, which is kind of the same thing.
That's covers criminals. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was covered.
Savoir faire. It's
I guess it isn't.
here. It says here, proper conduct within a formal criminal organization includes such things as codes of silence and showing proper deference to made men. Protocols often ape those of high society. The penalties for misconduct are far more severe. Defaults to streetwise -3.
Ah. Well,
Oh,
I was going to assist at least with the streetwise, at least give a couple of pointers.
All right. So give me
Should be able to
your
get you a
assistance
+1
roll.
at least.
Success by 6. That's plenty. So Bosco,
+1
whatever you
granted.
roll, you'll have +1.
okay. Sorry. Did you say so? Streetwise -3 or IQ something? What's my best option here? I got a good streetwise. Well,
You might be actually better off with straight IQ default on that.
Savoir
it
faire
IQ?
defaults to IQ -4.
Oh, did I get a bonus from
I
somebody?
gave you a +1. Unfortunately, it was only a +1.
Do you have anything that would add to your skill that's not included already, like charisma, reputation?
For Savoir Faire, I mean,
Charisma
I don't
should
know.
apply to that.
You would apply charisma to that one?
But it might already be included in the streetwise.
I don't
It's
think they
not.
actually are.
No, it's not
Can-
included.
Can only one person assist?
You can have up to 2 people assisting, I believe.
All right. My skill's not like super duper good,
But
I
he
can
might have
definitely
succeeded
try.
that if he has charisma. Do you have charisma?
I mean, if you would have if I can use charisma, I have a charisma of 2. So
Yes. So we would
Yeah,
add to that.
So in that case, you'd have succeeded by 1 total because of the +1 from Giger.
so then
No.
I could roll my diplomacy. Is that what I want? My
No,
influence skill.
streetwise is your influence skill. Or your
savoir-faire.
savoir-faire, that is your influence skill. So you have succeeded by 1, which means you will get a good reaction.
You
This-
didn't roll your R's.
The guy will shrug and says, "No idea, not heard of the guy. But I guess you can ask around. Head to the Cantina maybe. Everyone goes through there at some point."
All right. Give him like a thank you, mate. As I start like stepping in the direction of what I think the cantina might be, and hoping that he will hoping that he will like kind of look in the direction of where it is, or kind of give away some sort of body language.
He does not do that, but there is only sort of one main way off this hangar, so you don't have much choice in leaving this place. But after that, he goes back to what he's doing, unless there's something more that you want to ask him.
Not really. I don't want to like waste my luck with him.
Well, you do have a good reaction, so he's willing to be helpful to a point.
Well, I mean, what else can I ask him without totally giving away that don't know where I'm at?
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
You maybe say, like, I'm new around here, haven't been there yet.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Drill is going to want to figure out where there's a bar or a pub.
So you want to just start wandering off?
Yep.
Looking around?
Yep.
All right, so you'll see Darryl sort of just walking off. You probably smell some food.
Yeah,
Hey, there's
it's
some
been a
guys.
36.
Some guys playing a dice over there. You might go over there and gamble with them.
36-hour trip. Darryl wants to have some good food and a drink, and stretch out his long legs.
Is anyone going with Drill, or you're going to hang around in the hangar?
Tina's going to go with Daryl. And if she sees like a touristy souvenir shop along the way, she'll drag him in there.
Or
Souvenir shop
pirates.
at
Why would the
pirate
pirates have
base.
a souvenir shop?
Been
I don't know. Seems like they got a lot of stuff here.
I attacked this civilian ship, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Pretty
I want
much,
to go
yeah.
buy a hook. I want to find like a hook.
Well, talk to Tina, and she can chop your hand off with that lightsaber, so you can put the hook on.
So you will leave the hangar. Well, at least Daryl and Tina will leave the hangar.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to eventually be matriculating in that direction.
So you'll enter the sort of station proper. You'll see the corridors have been, welded together to form the station interior. As soon as you sort of leave that hangar, Daryl, you can smell the odor of food.
Excellent.
Do Wookiees have, is it gluttony?
Discriminatory smell.
These have
See, you're
they've got,
stereotyping Wookiees based on Chewbacca's behavior.
Well, that's about the only Wookiee you ever see.
It's not true. You see lots of Wookiees in Revenge of the Sith fighting droids.
so nope, there's nothing there. Temperature tolerance, size modifier, strength bonus, damage resistance, lifespan.
Anyway,
Missions,
you can
no
smell the odor of food. As you sort of wander around this station, you'll come to an area where you see people peddling wares, which are most likely stolen. Think of it like a market square, where you got these temporary shops or stalls that have been set up. There's people selling food, which is what you smell. So you got street food, and then you've got these little shops peddling their stolen wares. You do see sort of more established supply shops. And as you wander around a little bit more, you can see that the place is reasonably busy. You're not like shoulder to shoulder in a full-on market, but it is reasonably busy, and it does not take you long to notice what is obviously a cantina. You can hear music playing, because that's the only song that plays anywhere.
So Daryl is
That's not
going
true.
to head
There's
in.
2 songs they play.
He's going to head in there, and there's nothing he likes more than watching a bunch of poorly modeled aliens playing weird instruments.
It's like Chuck E. Cheese.
Is there anybody gambling? Playing poker?
Stabic.
Stabic?
And
One
Daryl looks
second,
at
I need
Tina
to make a secret
and,
roll.
looks at Tina and
Well, it's
growls,
not a
"Let's-
secret if you're
let's
telling
eat."
us you're making it.
Well, you just don't look at the stream.
Yep, I'm famished. Let's grab some grub.
Did I make the table to randomly roll people's names?
Why are you going around grabbing people's kits? Oh, you didn't mean it that way.
I thought I did that. Maybe it was something else. Maybe I did it for the Conan one. Can I get everyone to roll a d6? If you roll a d6, or the highest one loses. If you roll
I got a
something,
5. Yeah, Tina. Yeah, Nim.
Oh no.
Tina and Nim. In
All
this
right,
case,
Bosco,
don't
roll a
roll
D6.
again.
Oh,
Oh, okay. No, don't roll again.
Come on, Bosco, roll
Bosco.
6.
Yep.
Make
Come
a
on,
roll.
Bosco.
Sorry, I'm trying to drag it. It's not working.
Just make sure you
Wow.
don't drop it into the chat where you type area.
4, 5s, and 6s. Glad these aren't like regular rolls.
Okay. Tina, can you make a perception roll, please?
There goes all her money and her little droid.
The box?
Yep.
No, it can
In
be.
the box or-
In the box?
This is Tina, so only Tina at this point. And Nim, you can make a perception roll as well.
I rolled it in the box for you.
Okay. Tina, you will feel a sort of tugging at your belt. Do you carry around your lightsaber?
I think here, no, but she would have like the carbine on her. She would have her bag with the droid in it.
So you're not carrying your lightsaber?
How would I leave it up to the universe? Because honestly, I can't decide what she would do in this case.
Well, you can make a universe roll. Decide what good means and what poor means.
All right. Poor means that she has it on her. She has it on her.
There you go.
All right, so you will
Had-
feel a tugging at your side where you've got your lightsaber clipped under your jacket or whatever. You will turn to see a dude has your jacket sort of is walking beside you, has your jacket sort of opened a little bit and has his hand on your lightsaber.
Hit the ignite button. Cut him in half right there. That'd be awesome.
She's going to try to grab his wrist and say, "Hey,
Buy me dinner first.
All right, you grab his wrist. His attention is on the lightsaber, so you automatically get hold of him. At which point he's startled that he's been busted and will try and pull his hand away.
she'll just look
Universe
at Daryl and
reaction was
say,
poor, right?
do I need to make a contested roll?"
No.
Strength roll, please.
Oh,
He
God.
does not manage to pull his hand away from you, so you've got firm
Daryl?
grip of his wrist.
Tear his
Yeah.
arms off. And she'll
Yeah,
just smile.
Daryl, if Daryl notices this,
Well,
Actually does.
you'll all sort of notice once Tina goes, "Hey."
so Daryl will place his massive hand on the perpetrator's head and say to Tina, squeeze or no squeeze.
Is everybody here or is it just Tina and Daryl?
I think everyone was going there, so you're sort of
They might be
a group.
scattered around, not necessarily like in a cluster. but
Near enough.
how is everyone else in the area reacting to this?
Well, you'll see some people will turn, and when the Wookiee grabs this guy by the head, and the guy is obviously struggling, is like, "Oh, let me go, let me go." Some people are going, huh, "This is going to be interesting,"
I just have this like, ooh, this will be cool. Let's see what happens now.
and some people just, shrug and go about their business. What's a random thing that Nim could lose?
His patience.
Something from your backpack.
How?
They
Open up your
cut-
backpack.
Or they cut
How?
the side.
If this is a thievery thing, I would think a perception based streetwise might be more appropriate, in which case I would have succeeded.
I don't know if you can do that with pickpocket. I think pickpocket's just contest versus perception.
GM could decide otherwise.
If someone, while we're dealing with Darrell, whether he's going to pull this guy's head off or not, someone want to have a look at pickpocket, see if there's options?
Yep. A quick contest of pickpocket versus the higher of his perception or streetwise skill.
Or directly.
Okay, well, in that case, you would have succeeded by 5? 4, 5.
Yes.
All right, so you will feel someone rifling at or tugging away at your backpack.
You should just shoot him. Oh, well, you're like,
Somebody made a move. I turned around to look at him and didn't see what was happening to Tina.
So we'll treat these as separate, not occurring at exactly the same time.
Or that.
So what is Darrell doing? This guy is like struggling to get out from under the grip of the Wookiee. What's the Wookiee's strength?
15.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere unless you want to let him go. And you just easily rest your sort of hand on his head. You tower over this guy.
Is
So,
Darrell strong enough to like
the-
pick him up by the head and like hold him up in air?
probably not with a 15.
Hang on.
BL?
Got my feats of strength. One arm lifting, strength 15. One-handed lift, 90 pounds.
No, so you won't be able to lift him one-handed.
Darn, that would have been fun.
Two-handed lift, 160 pounds.
Two-handed, you could lift him up.
Okay.
But again,
so
he
Darrell
tugs
will,
at Tina's grip that she has while trying to get free from the Wookiee. It becomes clear to him that he's not going anywhere, and he says, "Please, please."
Tina will just look over at Luck and say, "Luck, what should we do with this guy? Our
Maybe we should ask him
Darrell,
some questions.
Darrell decides to pick him up and hang him upside down by his feet.
Nah, I think he's a little too small to eat.
All right, so you spin him around. So you'll have to be holding him two-handed. So you've got him
Yeah.
off the ground. You shake him a little bit. I guess, Tina, you let go of him at this point. There's no need for you to hold on to him.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just pleading, please, please, let me go.
Shake him a little bit. Stuff falls out of his pockets.
Yeah, some stuff will fall out.
Some people who are watching like, wait a minute, and check their wallet. And like, wait a minute.
That's mine. Let me go. Let me go.
Should we let him go? I don't know. He
Please,
looks kinda
please.
shady.
I thought Drill was going to hang him up somewhere.
I'm part of Luffy's crew.
Daddy. Who the frick is Luffy?
Daddy, can I just see Tree? At least it wasn't Star-Lord. Maybe he can point us in the direction we want to go.
While you work out what you're going to do with him, Nim, you felt someone sort of tug at your backpack.
I'm just going to turn around and tell him to knock it off.
If you do, if that's all you do, he will hold his hands in the air and says, no sweat. I'll leave you be. And he'll back off and disappear into the crowd.
Bloody pirates.
Did
Yeah,
the name?
tell this. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, did the name Luffy like click with Tina? I can't
No.
remember who all we've heard, like what names and stuff we've heard.
No, Luffy's not a name that you've
It's
heard.
a reference.
Right.
Look,
so
look, I'm part of Luffy's crew. Please, please, let me go.
Luck is just going to go over there next to Drill and say, maybe he can walk us to where we want to go.
So Darrell kind of shrugs in agreement, and but he doesn't change the holding him upside down. Just waiting for someone to ask questions.
Can Bosco try to intimidate him and ask him a
I
question?
think he's intimidated enough.
Yeah, you could intimidate him if you want. You'll get a +4 on it because he's.
Bosco's gonna be like, so I think I might be able to get my friend here to ease off in you a little bit, but you're gonna have to. And I look over at the real and I say, but you're gonna have to help us out with something.
Drill's going to be holding him by the ankles, and the guy's going to be walking to the bar on his hands.
Sure, anything.
That was my intimidation.
It's going to be by 10 since you have a +4. Oh, wait, you added the 4. Never mind.
Yes, he is most definitely intimidated.
But if you're not able to help us, then deal's off. So what do you know? We're looking for my friend. What's his name? Derek? Darren?
Dexar.
Sorry. Dexter. Sorry. We're looking
Not
for our
Dexter,
friend Dexter.
Dexar. Dexaar. Oh, this guy. You haven't seen the image.
We're looking for our friend Dexar. I'm still playing with the pirate accent. He thinks it's hilarious.
Dexar.
I'm looking for my buddy Dexar. You happen to know where he's at?
I don't mean to be lippy, but we don't actually do the R thing.
Do you happen to know where he might be? No, wait, that's not going to work either.
Give me.
Woof.
Hang on, dog's barking.
We heard.
Give me a universe reaction roll.
Bosco?
Yeah, on a neutral or better, he knows Dexar.
Oh, come on.
He says, never heard of him. Sorry.
Well, I guess to say
I
your
can go
lucky
and
day.
find out. Let me go.
Time
I'll
to
go
toss
find
this
out.
guy in the recycler.
I look over at Luck and am like, what do you think? Kind of giving him that, what do you think look. I mean, I wouldn't trust this guy as far as the real can throw him, which is probably pretty far, but still.
Yeah, I'm looking at my attributes and such like that to see what really would come into play. I think Luck is gonna kneel down to pick up some of the various stuff that dropped out of this dude's pocket. He's looking for ID of some sort for this guy. And naturally, if the guy's a proper pickpocket, then he's gonna have like 4 or 5 IDs from other people that he lifted.
Yeah, he does. He even has, what do they call it? The bounty hunter fob thing.
Right.
He has one of those.
I'm gonna pocket that, and I'm gonna look around the people that are watching to see if I recognize any of them from their the identifications. And if I do, I'm gonna toss them their ID back.
Well, you tell me.
Actually, if we were saying Dexter's name around here, somebody that is standing around might have heard that.
Apparently not with my poor reaction. Man, we're just like getting poor reactions all over the place, aren't we?
So, the people standing around watching don't match any of the IDs that you've currently got. There are some people that are looking mighty disappointed that, violence hasn't broken out yet. One guy actually says, look, are you going to start something or can I get back to my work?
Darrell is simply going to toss this guy like a rag doll in the air.
All right. You toss him. He goes flying. Some people step aside to avoid his flailing body. He lands with a thud. You can see you've knocked the wind out of him as he's sort of rolling around on the ground and going, oh, you didn't need to do that. Oh. Then he will get up and he will begin to take off unless there's something that you want to do to not permit that.
Darrell is going to just simply go up to the bar. He really wants something to eat.
All right, there's street food, and then you can head into the cantina and check out the bar.
Right into that cantina.
Yeah, I'm going to go into the cantina as well because I think I'm going to probably hand off those IDs to the bartender and see if it's like, hey, you know these people? Some stupid street thief was trying to harass my buddy here.
You'll see the guy that was waiting for some violence to start. He will actually yell out, disappointing.
The hell kind of pirates are you?
Always wanted to see a
Hungry
Wookiee
ones.
tear apart someone.
Darrell, he's not going to fall for this. He's just going to go and he wants some food.
All
I
right, well,
suppose you could say something about his ma.
hey, I don't want to piss off the Wookiee, but I'm happy for someone else to piss him off.
Sounds like Nim has made a friend.
All right, well, you'll head into the cantina.
Actually, do I even care? Checking. Right. I forgot I had that dissat. So as Luck is entering the cantina with Darrell, he's going to drop all of those IDs into the nearest garbage because it's like he doesn't care who they are.
Well, if one of them was Dexar, though.
Well, if I would have noticed that. I think he is going to keep the fob though, just because that could be useful down the road.
Who knows?
Of course, I have this mental image of Luck tossing the things in the garbage and Nim catching them before they go into the garbage and just pocketing them because he might have some use for them later.
You might.
All right, so it is a typical cantina. There's music playing. There's people drinking. You do have the smell of food. There's a bar. You got species of all different types. Gambling's going on. And why not? There's a Jedi and the young farm boy at the bar asking for a ride. Because that happens all the time. Actually, he's not a Jedi. He's just an old man.
Darrell is going to ask if they have any Thranok meat on the menu.
Yeah, I was about to say if that was recognizably a Jedi, Tina would be making a beeline over there.
No, not recognizable as a Jedi, but it's an old man wearing some robes.
Why is he in a pirate haven?
Captain Button asked if there were any loose arms on the floor. That's probably important.
Not yet, but there could be. The guy will say, actually, or does he speak Wookiee? He will turn to a protocol droid that's behind the bar with him. And the protocol droid will say, he asked if you have any Thranok meat. To which the guy will shake his head, say, nope.
That's fine. Darrell will.
We do have some. We do have some good Minox soup.
Minox soup. Any
Got electrolytes.
Darrell's more in the mood for cut of meat of some kind, but he'll start as a starter. He'll have the Minox soup.
All right, he will take your order, and he'll suggest something that's quite meaty. Some form of roast. What's a common? Bantha roast.
Yeah, that works.
What's this link? All right. So he'll take your order, and doesn't take long before your order will be delivered to you. You can find a table to sit at, or you can stand there at the bar and eat.
No, we're
The
gonna get a
environment
booth.
seems pretty casual.
No, I'm going to find myself a table.
Okay, you find a booth, park yourselves in the booth. You're pretty sure that you see a few, carbon scoring from blasters that are in the walls from fights that have previously broken out.
Darrell will place his bowcaster on top of the table.
No one pays any particular attention to you. And Luck, you will see a guy in here that is wearing a clone trooper helmet that has been severely modified in terms of its paint job and stuff, but he's not wearing the rest of the armor. So
I keep an eye on him.
well, let's just say he probably wouldn't be in this place with his helmet on while he's drinking and stuff. So the helmet's beside him. He's definitely not a clone, but he has a clone trooper helmet.
Well, probably not that uncommon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Does Luck take offense to that? Is that disrespectful to Luck in any way?
Yeah, that's I'm reviewing. I don't necessarily think so. I mean, because it's also there's also I mean, it was standard equipment, so I mean, regular stormtroopers actually ended up in the clone gear that who weren't actually clones at the tail end.
Is it kind of a stolen valor thing?
Yeah, I don't think he probably is going to do much because he is incurious. So he will note it and then move on. It may come up later, but so the
Right.
question we have now is how do we proceed with trying to track this guy down?
Well, we just stand up and say, "Has anybody seen Dexar?"
Well, it might also help if we get a better grasp of how this place totally functions because they should have, or I'm not should have, but they may have some sort of communications network of some sort.
Well, it has a restaurant, so that's
Yep.
that's something. It's probably not comparing it to Nassau is probably not that far off.
Yes, you can probably just ask about that sort of thing and see if it can't be directed to him.
Yeah, you could certainly ask around and say, I need to get a message to this guy. And before long, it'll get to him.
He owes me money. Everybody understands that. Nobody even questions it.
So, your plan. Darrell is eating his food. It is, standard stuff. The Minot soup is reasonably tasty, and the roast bantha is nicely charcoaled, nicely grilled. char grilled.
Excellent. Daryl is going to scout out the area. He's going to see if he can kind of pinpoint any other pilots.
If anyone has compulsive carousing or compulsive gambling, now's the time to make a roll. If you're looking around for other people that might be pilots, you can make a perception roll or you can make an observation roll.
Bosco's looking for maybe some gambling opportunities.
You can park yourself at a table. There's a few, what you imagine is like private games that are sort of going on. You will see that there's some people that probably match what you perceive as a pilot. You know, they'll have, you know, a flight suit of some sort, and have, you know, pilot paraphernalia. So, you know, breather tubes and stuff like that.
Daryl is going to buy them all a round of drink.
Does Drill have carousing?
No, Daryl does not have carousing.
All right, well, if you're going to go and go up to these people and offer them a round of drinks, they will happily accept. Some of them, or most, don't understand what Drill says, but when you hand them a drink, they will gladly take it.
And I'll say, I just got here and wanting to learn a bit more of flying around here. I've heard some good pilots, damn good pilots.
So who's going to be helping Drill communicate? Because Drill will be and everyone's going, I don't know what he's saying. Do you know what he's saying?
Let's see. So Bosco went over there to gamble. And Luck doesn't care, and his player is away. Nim will help. Yeah, Daryl here says he's a pretty hot pilot, and he wants to challenge everybody.
Daryl will smack him lightly.
Challenge to what? And what's the stakes?
Let's see. There's a video game over there. It's a pilot game.
The Last Starfighter?
Yeah, Last Starfighter. He says
remember.
he can kick all of you asses at that game over there. And he's willing to put up 100 credits.
At this point, Daryl is just going to shake his head vigorously and call for Tina.
Oh, this will be good. Tina will walk over.
Tina, as you're walking over, this guy will say, yeah, I'll take you up on that. I'll see you 100 credits.
Tina
and
will
the guy
look at Nim and say, what did you guys just agree to?
And
the big fella here challenged me to a game over there. Last Starfighter.
Daryl
says he can beat me. 100 creds,
Darrell
and you
will
see he holds up 2 Imperial
shakes his
credits.
head and shakes his head and bemoans what's going on.
Says, "Well, come on, big fella. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's go."
Nim. I look at Nim and point at Nim's mouth.
Of course, you could see Nim's basically reading it off his computer because he's got a translator. So he's just. So I may have got this wrong. Tina, has I got this right?
Tina will look at it. She has broken in the language. Can she kind of make out what Darrell was asking?
Give me an IQ roll.
Is that -3 for broken?
Oh no.
You're
She'll look
struggling
at
a
it.
little bit.
Yeah, she'll look at it. She'll just shrug and say, "Yeah, looks right to me," and hand the data pad back.
Darrell will say the word morons as he walks towards the game.
I think
Wait,
you
Yeah.
just called
did I
yourself
just
as
miss-
bad.
The guy will stand up and confidently walk over to the game. Some of his buddies that were at the table will waltz on over and watch. Darrell, you can go first. The game starts up and says something about the Kodan Armada. Yeah, you are the last starfighter. You enter your gun star and you fly the game. So give me a pilot
So,
roll.
real quick before they get started.
As they're parting over there, Nim's going to look back at that other guy and give him a thumbs up and point back over at the game.
Jeez,
Before they
I
get
step away
started,
from the computer for a couple minutes to use the bathroom. I come back and everything's gone weird.
so here's what I want to do, and GM, you can say if this is not the way this machine works, but Tina wants to kind of hang out like towards the wall, like where the machine meets up against the wall, and turn Haxor loose on the machine to hack it and make it so that Darrell wins and like trounces the guy.
Sure. Give me a stealth roll. This will represent how sneaky you are about deploying Haxor.
Okay, give me a second.
It appears that those standing around are fairly occupied with what's going on in the game. And Haxor will sort of lift a little air vent flap and crawl on in. Those of you that are looking at the game, you'll see the screen will flicker for a little bit, and then the game continues. And give me a roll for Haxor. Just computer hacking.
Here comes the 18.
Stop it.
Okay, 17.
Nice. Well done.
All right, so since the result is already predefined, Darrell, you and the other pilot, have your respective turns, and Darrell, you, having never played the game before, you will kick this guy's butt.
Okay.
You're fairly certain that an old guy called Centauri, yeah, will turn up.
That's going to be why Darrell's the next time Darrell is out because of Notch. We're like, oh yeah, he's talking with some dude who named himself Centauri.
Does Dexar have a high score on this game?
Not anymore, apparently.
No, Darrell has the high score.
Well,
Is
not
Dexter
the
on the
high
list?
score, but a high score. Is he
Is
on
Dexter
the list?
now number 2?
Sure. There's a name on the high score
Oh, look at
list
that.
that
Who's
says
this
Dex.
Dexa guy?
The guy that Darryl completely owned will have a certain degree of respect for Darryl. He'll say, "I've never seen anyone fly so good."
And the real he's not aware of what Tina and Haxor did, correct?
Probably not.
Probably not. No.
Okay, so then Daryl's just gonna like look really proud and shake his head now. Everything's going his way. So
So when you ask about Dexar, he will say, "Yeah, he's in here every now and then. He's one of Ral's favorites."
how's that name?
You don't recognize the name as Ral, but you do know of Ral Tarak as being
Who's Rel Tarak?
he's the leader of the Crimson Corsairs.
Have we seen that one before?
You have not seen that one before.
Daryl will try to say, like to meet, challenge Dexar to game sometime.
Nim will correctly translate that.
He will say, "Well, he's in here every so often. You're welcome to look him up and challenge him. I dare say you'll kick his ass though. Ain't seen flying like that ever."
And Daryl will nod. Sure.
I don't know. I'm thinking General Skywalker could have kicked his butt, but Luck won't say anything.
As soon as they're all distracted with their conversation, Tina will retrieve Haxor and tuck him away again.
So
So
need to see if we can
Haxor
get
will
in
sort
contact.
of tweet or beep. He says, "Did I do good?"
Yeah, good job, Eddie. But he doesn't beep. He's has no sounds.
Well,
It vibrates.
he will do the eye thing then. He'll
Well,
communicate through his eyes.
there's no reason he can't use text chat, though.
Emojis.
Text chat and emojis.
So however he communicates, he will indicate that he's happy that he did a good job.
And if he uses chat, that makes him a chat bot.
And Tina makes a mental note. She needs to find a tiny pirate hat for Haxor.
Ooh. I like where this is going.
So anything else? The guy will say, "Well, it's been a pleasure. I'm just going to go drown my sorrows in my drink back there."
I think what I would like to do here is say that we're not going to be here. We're just passing through, and Daryl here would really like to meet him, if that's possible. Do you know where we could find him?
he will sort of shrug and he says, he sort of hangs around with Raoul a lot. They've been pretty busy of late. Not sure how you'd actually get hold of him. I can ask around if you want.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Sure. How will I find you?
We'll be around here, I guess.
All right. So this guy, you'll sort of say your farewells. This guy will sort of disappear from the cantina. I guess you guys are going to hang around.
Seems reasonable.
After a little while, you'll see that every now and then a fight will break out. Bosco, you're going to gamble. We'll handle that with a single roll. You make a gambling roll. Decide what you're going to put at stake.
Can I do an observation roll first for like a moment before I sit at the table and just look at my opponents and stake the place out a little bit?
What to see like
Size
how
them
good
up.
they are.
Yeah, see how good they are. If anybody looks like might be cheating,
All right,
etc.
make a perception-based gambling roll.
Okay, how do I do that?
So drag your skill onto the attribute. So you'll see your skill dice. Just drag it to the attribute at the top of the skill list. So perception in this case.
I did something.
It didn't work. You got to make sure that you're hovering when you drop the dice. You got to make sure that you're sort of hovering right over the number.
Yeah, it doesn't give you any feedback when you do that. Holy crap.
Wow.
Oh, that worked. That was cool.
Can everyone except Bosco make a D3 roll? Actually, we'll make it a D6 roll. Everyone except Bosco make a D6 roll. That will be the skill of the other players.
Oh, right.
Oh boy.
Plus 10.
I'm gonna be a little old lady.
Again.
She's back.
Daryl,
How
can you
did she
make
get
a D6 roll?
Roll.
That would be hilarious if the little old lady's here. So there is most of the people there seem to be pretty good, and there is at least one person that plays really well.
All right. Well, I'm just doing this for fun. What's the like? What do I see? Like, how much money are they? Is
All of
just
your
flowing
money.
here? Like, what are the size of the bets? Typical here.
I'll do 3d6. Actually, yeah, 3d6 times
I mean,
100.
are these like small stakes? Are they just paying, or is anybody?
So their bets are around like 800, 1,000.
Playing for ships.
All right, all right.
Playing for souls.
I'll put in a couple few thousand. So I'll do like $1,000. If I don't want to, I wouldn't, I don't want to go in too high. So let's just say they're doing 800. So I'll just do 500 or 800. I'll just go the highest 800. That way I'm not, standing out too much.
All right, make your gambling roll. And
But,
everyone else can make your gambling rolls. Daryl, you're on a 16. Tina, you're 12. Nim, you're 14. And Luck,
I
you're
already-
13.
All right.
Bye,
So,
Perf.
all right. So 3 rolls.
So you're actually going to use your luck?
Well, sorry. I thought I was gambling 3 times because they will.
No. You're playing against everyone at the table. So just one gambling roll.
All right, that's my first one. Oh gosh, man.
So are you using luck?
No,
No.
not really. Not for this. Not for 800 credits. That's
All
like
right. So
that's how much my toothpaste costs.
all right. So in this case, you play for a little bit, and when you call it quits, or whenever stuff happens or whatever, you will find yourself down 20%. So you've lost 160 of your. Sorry, did you pay 500 or 800?
800
Yeah, so you've lost
per hand.
160 of your 800.
Oh well, that was fun, guys. I give a. Well, I'm down, so I'll give like a 50 cred chip to the dealer. I don't know if there's a dealer in this game.
There is no
but-
dealer. This is not like a house game.
It's probably a droid.
I'll probably have had a drink or something like that, so I give that to my waitress or my droid. Well, if it's a droid, no, but if it's like a biological creature, I'll give them the tip. And
Right.
then,
You can't trust those damn droids.
And are you going to be doing any carousing, asking questions during this game?
Yeah, so just casually again, just mention the name. Like, yeah, I kind of start out like I'm just telling a story. Like, yeah, me and my buddy Derek, blah, blah, blah.
Dexar.
Dexter, sorry. Dexar.
Well, you just can't let that sink in, can you?
And just kind of see if anybody, as we're playing, I'm just kind of telling like war stories, kind of see if anybody recognizes Dexar, like if anybody acknowledges that they know him. And
Yeah,
if they do,
you'll see one of the guys will say, yeah, I've heard of Dexar. And again, you get some confirmation. It's one of Raoul's pets.
Raoul's pets.
Raoul.
It's-
Yeah, Raoul Tarak.
Okay, would it be a fast talk roll to try to get information from him without really letting him know that I'm trying to get information?
I think that was the case, yes.
So I'm gonna be telling a story like, yeah, I haven't
actually
seen
think
him.
there's a skill or a technique for that in social engineering. But carry on.
I don't have the technique, but I'll look for it for next time. For sure.
All right, so what are you asking?
Or I guess if I roll the default, then I can count it. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, I just haven't seen him in a while. Like, I was hoping to catch up with him while we're here before we go on our next mission. Haven't seen him, have you? And then
He will
just kind of casually.
He will say he's seen him about, and he will say that they've been pretty busy of late.
Oh yeah, Raul's got him working hard, huh?
Guess so. I don't hang with them, but yeah, they have been busy.
Are they
Things
still
have been going on.
Are they still? Is he still staying in the same? I forgot what was his birth number? His birthing number?
Um, he
You know,
says,
room number?
well, there is no sort of rooms or anything like that. Think of this place as a town in space. So you've got sections, and
Do they sleep on their ships, or do they have a?
some people
place where
sleep
they
on their
stay there?
ships. they're not going to know the address of this guy, if that's what you're sort of aiming at.
Well, I'm guessing Raul's ruffians, they all kind of stay in the same area. So that's what I'm trying to find out.
Now that you link that picture, I really wish I generated an image using it. Okay, well, you won't get any sort of information like that. These guys know of him. They tell you that he's been busy. He comes around. He's been seen in the cantina from time to time. Oh, I got a loud birds in the background.
All right, mate. Arr. Thanks for the information.
Well,
And
your game
actually,
your game finishes, and then you guys are just chilling, doing your thing, and you're watching people come into the place, and it's not long before you see Dexar step in. The pilot that played the game with Darryl will sort of be there with him, and he'll point over to your table.
who's stable? My Bosco's?
No, the table that the
Darryl?
whole group's at.
Oh, okay.
So Dexar there.
So apparently he knows we're looking for him.
And then Dexar will wander over to your table. You can see he's a little bit confused because he's obviously never seen you guys before. He will sort of stop at the table and he'll say, apparently you've been asking for me. He says, someone said something about a challenge.
You know, just as this is occurring, I'm realizing that we haven't actually discussed what we might say to him when we saw him.
They'll be fine. Just wing it.
We'll point over to the machines and say, I beat your high score.
Someone will translate that for him, and he'll say, well done, I guess. You consider yourself something of a flyer, hey?
And Darryl will nod his head and say, good to meet someone who's good with the piloting as I am.
He will just sort of nod. If anyone has body language, could you please roll in the box, please?
Yeah, we
Bosco.
really need that. We need that group skill thing.
Bosco, you can't get any particular read off him, but Tina, you're looking at him, and he doesn't seem to be all that interested in talking about a game.
All right.
So he says, So, I don't recognize you lot. What are you here for, and why exactly are you asking around for me?
All right, we gotta sort this out. So, anybody have any reason why we shouldn't just come right out and say it?
Well, we should probably talk in private, maybe. Maybe we
Like,
can get a VIP room.
we had a day and a half in hyperspace getting here.
You could certainly have worked something out. So, if you want to work it out, now's the time to work it out. When you finally did meet him, what did you want? How did you want to approach it?
Actually, I wonder if we shouldn't just take a quick break.
We can do that. We can go on break, 5 minutes. It might give me the chance to recast Raltarak.
There you go. Take advantage.
All right, so going on break. We'll back
Break.
in 5. All right, we're back.
Okay, let's get a little better organized. So, one, we wanted to talk to him. Now he's here. We needed to figure out what we were actually going to tell him. And the question I was asking was, is there any good reason not to just come out and tell him the truth?
Yeah, I was just gonna say do that. Just go. Yeah, your sister Nara wants you back.
Point number 2 is what happens if he says no?
I got drugs for that.
Right. We're in a public place.
He wanted us to bring him back at all costs, or what?
Yeah, what were the terms, actually?
I don't know if those were ever properly established, but I was just gonna say, Bosco says I got drugs, and I was thinking, well, my pistol is underneath the thing, and it has
Yeah.
a stun setting.
These are pirates,
Well,
after all.
Well, that's why I was suggesting, like, when he comes up and asks us, hey, what do you guys want? I'm like, hey, we got some information we want to share with you. Is there anywhere we could talk in private? So, like, if anything goes down, at least in private.
Maybe.
If you think you can get him to agree to that, might make it a little easier.
Well, I could use
Although, where's
diplomacy.
private around here?
Yeah, I'd just soon tell him, yeah, hey, your sister wants that. Oh, wow. Apparently Matthew Perry of Friends just died.
Really?
Yeah, his jacuzzi heart attack, supposedly.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Considering he's like 2 years older than me, yeah.
54, I think.
But at any rate, yeah, my Lux just like, might as well just tell him straight up. Because,
Okay.
maybe he might
So-
luck out with the whole where, he's like, I can't, or, something like that.
So we could try to talk him into going somewhere private to talk, or we could shoot him politely out of sight, or we could just shoot him politely here and try to play it off.
Did you have a chance to place those explosives? Luck? Or...
I'm not going to have planted explosives in here. The explosives I have would level the building and, possibly kill us.
All right. So overall, do we have a preference as to do it here or try to go somewhere else?
I'd just soon do it here. And if he's like, I can't, then Bosco should be like, pouring on the charm and trying to find out why not. Because his sister really, really wants to see him, and she's not going to stop sending people to try to get him.
Yeah, that's true. Anybody not down with that plan?
I vote let's go with that plan.
Sure, I'm good with that.
All right, out with it then.
All right. So, what do you say?
Truth is, we brought you here because your sister wanted us to come find you and bring you home.
Tina, you were sort of watching his body language. You'll see at the mention of his sister, or at the mention of what Nim just said, it changes completely. And he sort of becomes defensive, and he will hold his hand up to Nim. And he'll say, we shouldn't talk about that here. And he'll look around to see who might have been in earshot of that.
I mean, it's a huge blister right here on my heel. I'll take my boot off and show you.
No, it's all right. We should probably find you a doctor then.
Is there a doctor on this station?
Yeah, there's someone I know. I'll take you there if you want.
Yeah, let's go.
He will start heading out. You guys will follow. And as far as you can tell, no one has really been paying attention or seems to be observing you guys too closely.
And then he shoots us all in the face.
Once you get out onto the sort of main street area, he'll step aside and he'll say, "What's this about my sister?"
He told you she wants us to extract you. Nara.
He will say, "That's not exactly easy."
It never is.
Not exactly easy is our specialty.
He says, "The boss, he keeps me on a really tight leash. He's warned me if I ever go solo or anything like that, he's going to come for me." And if you know Ral or Raltarak, he carries out his threats.
It's a big galaxy.
He says, "Exactly how did you plan to pull this off?"
Well, there was a nice YT 2400 we saw in the hangar bay. We were thinking about borrowing it. Principally because the GM has already put deck plans for that particular ship up.
He says, "If I get caught leaving I'm a dead man. And if you people are with me, it's not going to be good for you either.
They're pirates.
He says, I don't know. I'd like to take you up on that offer. Things here didn't turn out as I expected. But it's not that easy for me to leave.
Well, then we cut the leash and we shoot this fellow in the face. Then you don't have to worry about him.
You do that, you're going to make some enemies.
Someone should ask him why he's being kept on a short leash.
Yeah, my Wook friend here would like to know why you're being kept on a short leash.
He shrugs and says, guess Ral thinks I'm a valuable asset.
Well, you seem like a smart fellow. I'm sure you've been putting some plans together about how to exfiltrate from this place.
He says, if I go, now we've got to bring someone with me.
And there's the complication. Right. Who are we bringing?
His pet Rancor.
I was going to say, not quote, but sort of paraphrase from Ronan, with the, is she tall? Is she short? Is she wide? We need to know these things.
There's a guy that I've, what's the word? I've made friends with. Ral's keeping him here. I'd like to help get him out. And he will describe the guy. And this will be, since you guys have to leave shortly, this will be the cliffhanger that we ended on.
Ruh-roh. It's going to be... Who's it going to be? Come on, quick. Somebody come up with a stupid theory.
I can't think of one.
Jar Jar Binks.
I thought it was going to be like his daughter or something, but apparently not.
It's not important, damn it. One
Jar
second.
Jar Binks. I'm going to put
Jabba the Hutt.
I'm going to put all of Zim's money on it being Jar Jar Binks.
Will be Jabba the Hutt.
Captain Button says the Ewok Godfather. No, Ewoks are all stuck on Endor. Nobody even knows they exist yet.
Mind-eating tree ninjas. Ha!
Ah, there we go.
That's pretty nice. Dog Guerrera. Dun dun dun.
He says, I can't leave without him.
And Gluck is gonna be like thinking, oh damn it, not this guy.
I told you there'd be another one.
And we will leave it there.
Excellent.
All right, so everyone will get 2 points.
Yay.
Is there any bookkeeping before we wrap this up?
I can't think of any, not off the top of my head.
No, I should be
weird.
back for next week.
And then do we have anything weird schedule-wise coming up other than, nope, looks like nothing till Turkey Day.
Yeah, I think the next 3 weeks is good for everyone. And after that, stuff happens.
Right.
All right, so if you are watching this and you have any questions, corrections, suggestions, or general hecklings, feel free to leave a comment here or find us on Discord. Please consider liking and subscribing to our YouTube and Twitch channels. Thank you for watching. Olympus out.
See ya.
Off you go now.
Catch you later.